Welcome to the Land Wars. I'm your host, Dre. With me, I got Frankie, Elijah, and Sean. We here to do this NBA all tech. We back. We've been out for a little while, but we finally back, fully healthy, ready to give you this content. That play-in game, that was an amazing game. I'm all for the play-in. Before we get into this hot take, I want to get y'all opinions on the play-in tournament. Do you think this should stay or do you think it should go? Sean, I'm gonna let you answer first.
I like the play-in tournament, but I don't like that. Let's say you literally already made the playoffs. Why you would have to play a team outside the playoffs? I think they should create one spot. So let a ninth team in, and then let the ninth, 10th. If you're like within 2 or 3 games of each other, you have one play-in game for whoever gets that final spot. I don't think you should have 2 games in each conference to play for a 7th and 8th seed when it's already locked. I feel like the format needs changed.
Yeah, I think it needs changed too, because the ninth and 10th seed didn't get in this year anyway. But hey, Frankie, what's your opinion on this?
I like how it is, but I do think there's going to need to be some tweaking of some form. I think, obviously the West is a little more challenging because, you got the top 6 teams were probably, you have 6 teams that are going to make it, and then 7 and 8, which this year happen to be really solid games, by the way, are going to be that way. But that's what you want. You want a competitive 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know some years you're going to get a team where they're going to be like 32 and 50, but they're the 10 seed because that is bad. But I like it, but I do agree. There's got to be maybe a different way to tweak it. But at the same time, if you want to fucking make the playoffs, then you need to get that 6th seed. What's wrong with that? I know what you're saying, Sean. Like, I get it, but the 7 and 8 seed, bro, then you shouldn't be at the bottom of the conference, is my opinion. You had bad roll of luck. Like, look at the Lakers this year and the Warriors. They had a bad roll of luck and they had to do playing games. Well, you put yourself there. You got to do better. It is what it is. I don't have no sympathy for it. I think there could be a different way of doing it, but what it is now, just roll with it until you find a way to tweak. Because I don't like the idea of adding a 9th team. That makes no sense to me. Because then you have to do give a team a first round bye kind of thing. No, I don't want to do that. That'd be weird.
No, you don't. You just get longer rest. The playoff teams get longer rest.
Why would you put a 9th? So what you want to do? Do you want 9 teams in the playoffs? Is that what I'm getting?
All right. So no, the way it is now, they have a 7th and 8th because of the 2-game format that they have. So let in an extra team where you only have the 9th, 10th fight for an extra spot. So if you're already in the playoffs, you get a couple day rest. That's it. Nobody gets a bye. You just get a couple day rest.
I think you don't mess with the 16
like the 1 through 6 right now. They got 2 days of extra rest. Well, 1 day because the playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't see the problem. That's no difference because
it would be the same.
It's going to be the same because they're going to play out because the 8 seed teams and the 7 seed teams don't go until Sunday or Monday, whenever the playoffs go for them or however they're going to do it. So they get the same day at rest. Like I said, I think it. I know what you're saying, Sean. Like, you want to give the team a rest and all that, but you shouldn't be in the 7th and 8th seed. You should, if you want to, basically get a first round bye, an extra day of rest, play better, be better. It's that simple.
Okay, I agree with you on that, but I also think that it needs to be touched up a little bit because it's kind of messed up. That 10th seed, the 10th seed don't need to be nowhere near the playoffs.
Exactly. If they beat somebody, they could get in. It makes no sense. 1 through 8 is already a lock. Always has been.
Elijah, what's your take on this?
I agree with y'all that it needs to be tweaked. I think maybe the play-in game should come into effect when maybe the 9th seed is 2 games away or something, one of those type of deals. But like y'all said, the 10th seed shouldn't even have a shot because you put yourself that low. But I do think on the flip side, that shit is great for TV, man. That shit is great. We got to see some great basketball, and teams were fighting, and you know what I'm saying. That's the essence of playoffs. it gave you that early playoff feel, like, oh shit, this will playoff about to be. So I think on that side of it, it's great for ratings, like Frank said. Yeah, it needs some tweaking for sure.
Definitely. Now, just before we get into the hot take though, like I want y'all reactions for that last game. Sean, I'm gonna let you go first. That Memphis Golden State game. What's your analysis of that, man, after the game?
First of all, I don't like when Memphis, they had a lead, a good sizable lead, and it vanished because they wanted to play fast like the Warriors. First of all, you don't play no 3-point shooting team. You don't play into favoring. They want to play 100 miles an hour to get off the three balls. If you have a lead, why are you still playing 100 miles an hour? And you see what happened. They play like that. They lost the lead. I mean, we had a good game, but you basically had the game won if you just slowed it down. It was a good game, like everyone said. It was good for ratings, but I mean, they had the game won in the third quarter and just kept running 100 miles an hour with them.
I mean, that's true, but you got to also think that Memphis is like a fast break team.
Yeah, but how many fast break points did they have? None. I mean, they had some, but they didn't have a lot. They're number one in the league, and they had nowhere near close to what they average a game.
You got a point there, but at the same time, like that shit was crazy. It was running and gunning. Ja Morant tried to make his shots. I mean, he got his up. He made what, two or four?
He was 5 threes.
No, he was 5 of he was like 5 of 9 or something like that.
Man, he was banging threes. He was banging threes this game.
Speaking of that, Frank, what's your analysis of this?
Well, I only caught like really the end of the fourth and like overtime, but I mean, from what I was watching at work, I mean, they were locking. Like, if Steph Curry's gonna get his shots, dude. It's crazy what he can do. And much as I dislike the guy as a basketball player because he's just so damn good and it's annoying. But I mean, the Grizzlies had a right idea. I think they doubled him when they needed to. They tried to make the other guys beat you. But I mean, Curry still got his buckets. He's still going to get his assists. But I mean, Memphis did a good job down the stretch, really kind of clamping him down to not let him go off and go crazy. But I mean, dude, Jordan Poole showed up. Draymond Green had a couple clutch buckets. But I mean, a couple. I know he had one he didn't get, but it's not. I mean, that's obvious. Dylan Brooks, dude, I really like him. I really like the Grizzlies. They got a nice long, talented young team. Valanciunas, if he doesn't get into foul trouble, he could be a problem too. And Ja Morant, dude, he's gonna be a future star. He went head to head with Curry, so he wasn't afraid. Took the challenge on. The Grizzlies really down the stretch. They were real clutch down the stretch. I must admit, they definitely showed up, and I think they wanted more. I know you talked about this earlier, Sean. About like I think you and I were talking like off camera. We were saying like about the tired thing. I think probably the Warriors were tired because they probably put it all out against the Lakers. But in the end of the day, you're NBA athletes, dude. You got to do what you got to do. You got to lay it all out there if you want to get in the playoffs or even win a title.
It just wasn't one game they put it out there. They literally played only an 8-man rotation for like the last 30 games of the season, the last quarter of the season.
And I don't understand why some teams do that because you got to like the Cavs. I know the Cavs weren't a good team this year. They had like I think 10 man deep at one point when they're healthy. You need to be that way for most of the year. I think. I mean, I don't know. I think there was some fatigue playing in down the stretch. Curry didn't look for his shot that much in the overtime. He looked to dish the ball because they were double teaming him. But I mean, it was a good game all in all, man. It was definitely exciting. I will admit, I was sitting there. I probably should have been watching the game while driving, but I was getting pissed because I was like, man, Memphis is about to blow this game, and I'm gonna be mad because I was looking to see the upset, and I did.
Definitely. Elijah, what's your take on this?
My take is a little different because I only saw like the last 8 minutes of the game. So hearing y'all recap, it really just broke down the whole game, and I appreciate that. From what I saw, though, the Grizzlies look sneaky good. Like I don't know, man. I don't know how the rest of the game was, but they looked like they was on some whole different shit. Like just doing everything, running the floor, moving the ball, making shots. Just yeah. But I wish I could have seen the whole game. I might have to watch it back.
They
Yeah,
controlled. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, Dre. I was just to say they
Go ahead.
controlled the first half. They controlled the first half for the most part, but that third quarter is where they kind of let up and tried to be dumb about it. Like Sean said, they're trying to run up and down against a team that can go off and score real quick, and that was where they made the mistake because that third quarter is where they let Golden State back in, and if Curry gets within firing range, he's gonna pull. So, but I give credit, like I said, to the Grizzlies though, because they made the adjustment to start double teaming him and not letting Curry really beat him. So it was a good game from what I've seen. Like I said, I caught the end of the fourth in overtime, and it looked good. I want to watch it back myself to see the first half.
Yeah, man. And then what they reminded me of is those old Grizzly teams with
the grindhouse with Tony Allen.
Yeah, when they had that
boy.
Marcus Paul in them and Conley.
Mike Conley. Yep.
They look like a healthier Grizzlies team than that, but they're scared.
Hold on,
they're fucking scared.
Y'all said it went to overtime?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, I gotta watch that shit back for sure. Then.
Yeah, it went to overtime.
It was a good game for real.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, it was real good.
Yeah.
It was up 10, and then
that fourth quarter gets crazy.
Mr. Duke Blue Devil was Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen.
He was hitting shit, but yeah, they came back.
Yeah, I was 0 back 30. Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to the other side though, in the Eastern Conference, how y'all feel about that game with Washington and Indiana? Sean, I'm gonna let you go first.
Man, the way Washington came out and played in that Pacers game, it made me feel like they literally threw their first game because they don't want to play the Nets. Like they came out and it was a lackluster performance. Russell Westbrook even said he had to play better. And then they came out against the Pacers and straight up from start to finish obliterated those fools. I mean, it was so bad it looked like Sabonis fouled out on purpose. He didn't want to play the fourth quarter. He fouled out with what, like 2-3 minutes left in the third? He was like, this is a wrap, guys. Like it just the way they played in that game honestly made me think that they threw it, which I think they might actually match up better against the Nets than they do the Sixers.
For sure. Frankie, what's your analysis on this?
I didn't think about it until you said it, Sean, but I was really thinking that now because they could have came out and housed the Celtics. The Celtics, I like the Celtics, but I don't think they stand a chance against the Nets. I think they're going to get swept. Legit. Like, they're going to get swept. They don't have Brown. They don't got Jaylen Brown. They don't got anybody else opposite of Tatum, really. They're about to get ran out the gym. I hate to say it. But the West, dude, I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if you see the Sixers get taken to, what's the first round? 5 rounds? Is it 5 or 7?
I thought it was 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if you see them get taken the full way because I really think they should be worried about Westbrook the way he's playing right now. Dude's a walking triple-double. Beal is a walking bucket.
On fire.
He's scoring at crazy pace. And I don't know who's Ben Simmons really going to guard. Like, who you going to put him on? You're going to put him on Westbrook? That's fine. He's just going to get, Beal off and get his buckets. And I don't know, man. I'd be concerned about the Sixers. I'm not saying the Sixers are going to lose, but like you said, I think Washington felt like they matched up better with the Sixers for some reason, but Embiid's about to get his points. I think they're going to let Embiid just go off. There's nobody to defend Embiid. There's nobody. It was a good game, but they got ran right out the gym. They ran, like you said, supposedly pissed. I thought for sure you might as well just fouled out at 5-minute mark and just went to the fucking shower and just called it a night. They got ran right the fuck out though.
Yep, they sure did, man. It was embarrassing. But Elijah.
I mean, shit, I ain't gonna say nothing different. I mean, except for I like what Sean said though, because I didn't think about that shit. But it makes sense though that they would, you know what I'm saying? Because they could have beat the Celtics. Everybody thought they was going to win that
game.
For sure. Speaking of defense, we're gonna give our in this hot seat, segment. We're gonna give our predictions of the award winners. They already announced like two of them. What was it? The coach and executive.
Yeah, coach
So-
was Monty Williams.
So we're gonna give our predictions on the rest of it. So the first is the defensive player of the year, which is between Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, and Ben Simmons. In my opinion, it should go to Rudy Gobert. He's been a man down there. He's been a man down there in that paint. Ain't nobody coming down there in that paint this whole year. He's been balling out. What is it? Third in the league in defense, in blocks. So that's my pick. Frankie?
I want to say Rudy Gobert, but I feel like it's going to be Ben Simmons, dude. Ben Simmons has had to guard the best player on every team this year. He's a very lockdown defender. I think he was in the top 3 in steals, if not top 2. And dude, he's just such a good. If he could develop a jump shot, bro, he'd be the most complete basketball player probably. But he can't. He doesn't do that. So, but I mean, we're talking defense. I feel like they're going to give it to Gobert, but I think it should be Ben Simmons.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that too. Elijah, what's your take on this? Who do you think can win defensive player of the year?
That's tough. They all good defenders, great defenders. And I know Draymond ain't gonna get a lot of love. I'm not gonna give him none either. But that nigga been putting on defensively. I mean, just the way he can, clog up defenses and shit. But I gotta go with Rudy though. I mean, he's a man amongst boys down there. You just don't go down there. Don't enter that man's house.
Yeah, and I think he put Utah over the edge. I think he's one of not the reason, but one of the top reasons why they have the best record in the West. I think he has them contenders. But Sean, I'm gonna let you give your prediction.
Well, I'm gonna be the odd one out. I'm not gonna give it to Rudy Gobert. Yes, he is a good defender, but I mean, you that big, that tall, you supposed to do that. You literally just stand in the middle. Your only job is to do defense and rebounds. That's it. He does nothing else other than that. So that's your job, whatever. I'm actually going to show Draymond Green some love, even though I hate him. But he is undersized, and he locks up guys most of the time without fouling. He goes straight up. I've seen him go straight up so many times in this Memphis game. Ain't even fouled a dude and disrupted the shot. I'm talking about Jonas Valanciunas. He had a guard way bigger than him. Ben Simmons, I wouldn't be mad if Ben Simmons won it, but I think it should go to Draymond.
For sure. Draymond been balling out.
No, Draymond low-key just did a number on AD too.
Yeah,
Yep.
People don't realize that, man.
And like I said, he's super undersized. I don't know how he does it.
Mhm.
And like, I've never seen someone go straight up so many times without even fouling. And sometimes it look like a foul, but when the replay come, you be like, he really didn't even touch the man.
Yeah, he's an expert at that. I seen that this game, especially when Ja came down, and Draymond was down there. I see that without the fouling. He definitely. I see why he's a candidate, but I think Rudy gonna get it.
So are you gonna give it to Rudy for like the next 10 years? Because it's gonna be a common thing. Like he's been up there the past 3 or 4 seasons. He's been in there running for it.
I mean, he just if he's
he
balling
earns
out like this, I think he get it all 10 years. Then
No, we about to put a cap on that like the NBA does for MVP. You're gonna have to cap that out.
Yeah, dude. Real quick, are we gonna act like Bam Adebayo doesn't deserve to be in the comments?
Yep.
By the way, they fucking shaded that man hard.
Yeah.
That's another dude I don't want to ever meet down the middle. But again, he probably falls along with Gobert, but he's a little bit shorter than Gobert. Gobert's like 7'2". He's got like an 80-something. I don't know, he got some ridiculous wingspan. Like Sean said, that is the man's job to go down there and basically just put his hand up and make your shit harder. But dude, Gobert's got an offensive game. You make it seem like he's just a defensive rebounder and a shot blocker. I don't know. I think Bam should have been in Bam could have been in there over Draymond or Ben. I think they would have probably one of them two. I think they could have, because they ain't gonna take Rudy out of there. He's in the best team. He's on the defensive line. He's on the team with the best roster, with the best. Well, they wouldn't take Ben Simmons out either, I guess, because it's best record in basketball right now. It'd be tough, but I feel like Bam got robbed.
I feel like he should be in there, but I don't feel like he got robbed. I feel like this year that should have been like a 4-person finalist category.
I mean, you could have made that case for a couple of spots, but